Radicals! Welcome back to my channel. And if it's your first time here, I'm Radically Rachel. I'm an intuitive, a spiritual coach, a tarot card reader, and a Reiki practitioner. Today I'm going to be sharing with you one of my favorite practices that I like to do at the end of the year. The energetic year is not coming to a close, even though the calendar year is. However, this time in between the holidays is often a really great time to turn inward, to slow down and reflect, especially after being with your families during the holiday season. There's a lot to reflect upon. You don't have to do this practice on a specific day. You can do this practice whenever you have the time to turn off the world and turn inward. Put your phone down, mute your notifications, tell your family, tell your loved ones, you're going to go take a little bit of time for yourself. For this practice, you just need a journal and something to write with. Additionally, whenever I'm doing spiritual work or connecting with the divine, I like to use a candle, and sometimes I also like to bring, wear, or have something from an ancestor who has passed on. My grandfather was a pastor, and this was his watch. I'm going to lead you in what I call my New Year's intuitive practice. It's a practice that requires you to rely on your intuition for the guidance that's coming to you for the year ahead. This isn't about setting goals, which is the masculine part of our energy, but this is us leaning into the feminine, which is the receptive part of our energy, which is us receiving the clarity and the guidance from Spirit, from God, from Goddess Divine. That is how we receive for this practice. Intuition for everyone is different. For some people, intuition maybe feels like it's coming from up in the head. For others, they maybe feel it in their heart space or the gut space. For me, my intuition is a sense of knowing. It does come from the higher realms of my body. Sometimes I also feel something in my body. I physically feel uncomfortable, and that might also be intuition, intuitive information for me. For this practice, we're going to write down each month of the year. Then we're going to sit in some stillness and some silence. We're going to meditate, and we're going to see what word comes to mind and just jot that down for each month. I want you to choose quickly. I want you to listen and pick the first word that comes to mind. Maybe you will see the words before you in your mind's eye. Maybe you will see a bunch of words flying by you and you'll see the one that comes forward. Some people hear the word audibly. For some people, you might hear it in your voice or hear it in a higher self, intuitive voice. As I begin this practice, whatever comes up for me today, I can't interpret it today. It's not going to make sense today, and it's not meant to. But as the year goes on, I will be able to come back to these words to see what came through, and I will see how they applied. I will see how they came to fruition and how they came to be. This is where you'll be able to see, wow, Spirit told me that months ago. I can't believe that this word came to me and this is what it came to be. It's really simple. For some people, it might be a word. For some people, it might be a phrase. I don't want you to try to make a lot of meaning from this. I want you to pick the word that you hear first. Go with your gut instinct. For this practice, I'm going to light a candle. I like to light a candle to represent the white light, God, Spirit, universe, being invited here into this place. In my journal, I wrote 2026, and now I'm going to write the months. The astrological calendar isn't over. We are still going to be in the energy of 2025 for a few more months. It'll reset in March when we hit Aries season. So I'm going to say a little prayer, a little blessing, and then we're going to spend a few moments in silence after I say each month, and we're going to write whatever word comes up. I've had friends who've done this practice and they've used an automatic word generator online, and that's fine too. It's different. It's a different way to do the practice. But I really want to invite you to try to connect to your intuition and discover what is that like when you're quiet and you listen. So I say the month of the year, and then I spend some time in silence, and I write down the first thing that comes up. Sometimes it's instantaneous. Other times it takes a few seconds. If you're thinking of a few words or a few things and a few thoughts have already passed you by, you need to go back and pick the first one that came through. It's not like we're trying to choose the best word that comes through. We want to choose what comes through first. Trust your intuition. Trust your instincts. We're trying to sharpen it. I'm going to say a prayer. God, Goddess, Spirit Divine, thank you for this opportunity to share this beautiful practice with others. Time and time again, this practice has shown me a lot about my connection with you and my connection with the divine. And that I know that my intuition and that my ear is a lot sharper than I give it credit for. And for anyone coming to this practice today, Spirit, help them to feel more deeply connected to their intuition. Help them to hear their own inner voice, their higher self, the goddess within, the God within, the warrior within. Allow them to trust their intuition. Allow them to trust themselves. In whatever way the words, the signs, and the symbols may appear today. Thank you. January. And it's okay if you need more time than what I'm allowing. You can always pause the video, or you can do this on your own. February. March. April. May. I didn't trust the first word that came to mind. June. July. August. September. October. November. December. Take as much time with this as you need. You can see this took me a few moments. Some of the months, it took me more time than others. So if you have cards at home, tarot cards or oracle cards, what I would recommend is pulling a card for each month and jotting it down along with your word. Don't worry about doing the actual deep reading of all those cards and messages today, but at some point each month, come back to this journal and look at your word. What word did you come to in this practice today? And what card message was there? You might find that it was a situation, an event that occurred, a message that applies to that. It could be relating to a specific person. It could be a problem or a challenge. It could also be something totally pleasant and silly and mundane. It doesn't have to be a major event. It can also be something small. If you don't have cards of your own, I'm going to pull cards today as a collective reading for each month, and you can jot these down, and I'll also put some meanings on the screen. But in the links below, I will leave a link where you can go and look up these cards at a different time as well. This isn't the deck that I usually work with, but I love the imagery in this deck. It's very strong. So maybe some of the images that come out in the cards, you might also want to note those as well. Feel free to bookmark this video, save it, come back to it later. Spirit, help me to be a clear channel during this time so that whatever messages you have for the collective will come through clearly. Give them eyes to see, give them ears to hear, and an open heart to receive. And I lift up this time to you. So be it. Amen. January. Judgment and the Queen of Cups. February. The Ace of Pentacles reversed. March. The Ace of Wands reversed. Not every reader reads reversals. I do. April. And remember, this is a collective reading, so you can take what resonates and leave the rest. Not everything will apply to you exactly. Queen of Wands, reversed. I think we're going through it this year, guys. Also, this is when we're still clearing out the energy of 2025, and here now, March, April, May, we're coming up into the energy of the new year. May. We need this. Three of Wands. June. Seven of Swords. Six of Cups. August.